Um, Welcome back to Maxiverse. Take what resonates, leave what does not. It's a new year, it's a new you. So, what should these people watch out for? What should they be wary about when it comes to you? Page of Wands, Nine of Swords. You're definitely not taking the blame or taking the fall for anyone. You're not taking the fall for anyone. I feel like you definitely have a trick up your sleeve. Someone else could too, though. Someone has a trick up their sleeve. Oh, what's the trick? Ten of Wands. So you're masking yourself, your identity, your place of business, your dreams, your desires, your passions. You're hiding it, you're masking it underneath the Ten of Wands, Eight of Swords. You're the only person that knows what you're really invested into and what you really want. So people think that you're working for this, but you're working for that. People think you want this, but you really want that. So they absolutely actually have no clue as to what it is that you're actually, like, what your end goal is. No one knows what you have planned. Four of Pentacles, Four of Cups. No one knows what you have planned. Then the Sun, the Nine of Pentacles, the World. You're definitely doing a good job of keeping this hidden, but I don't think you're gonna be like hiding this for much longer. What is it that you're like? Why? Because this obviously is something that can't be hidden per se. Because it also makes you who you are. Like, once you actually step into this with the world, there's a sense of stability, sustainability, a career-wise aspect to your life. It's different from saying, oh, I work at this place. Whereas when people meet you, then you're not working at these places. You're actually working for yourself, or you're doing, you know what I'm saying? You work for yourself. You're doing something very different from what you used to do. It kept people from ruining this for you. I feel like a lot of people actually ruined a lot of experiences for you. So you've learned to keep a lot of shit to yourself, but also not be of service to everyone. You don't have to give your service to everyone. you can be picky, you can be specific, you can have certain desires, and certain ones you don't have to have. Like, you might want to be rich, but you don't want to be famous. You might want to be rich and famous. Shit, you might want to be rich, but you don't want to make it seem like you rich. You don't want to make it seem like you're too rich. You might want to be rich and just stunt a little bit and not stunt a lot. Maybe you stunt in other areas. Like, maybe you just like wearing, getting the more quality likes of makeup, or quality shoes, quality bras, and, undergarments and socks and shit, rather than name brand clothes. And maybe it's not just because you don't like name brand clothes. Maybe it's just because you don't like the designs that the name brands is coming out with. You don't like that shit. So what? This is what you do. This is who you are. You're no longer like, once you're in this frequency, you're literally not, you're not pleasing anyone if it's not pleasing you. A lot of people feel like they have to think about what they say before they actually say something to you. Because if not, they might tether the wrong trigger. They might trigger the wrong trigger. So they don't want to trigger the wrong trigger. I think this is also you, in a sense of no longer, like, the way that you're manifesting now. You're not just saying, oh, I want to be rich because I want to be rich. I want to be rich because of my bills, I want to be rich because I'm coming from lack. No, I want to be rich because such and such and such. Shit, I want to be rich because I just like feeling rich. I just like knowing that I have something under my belt. I like to know that I have something in the vault. I know that I like to know that I have a backup plan if everything fails, if everything goes wrong. I like to feel rich because I know that I can make some shit shake today, and I don't have to wait till tomorrow. That's why I like it. It gives me a sense of stability, sustainability. It brings me peace. It brings me true comfort, so that whatever I do, I can do it and not be feeling like I'm rushed or controlled, or I'm being overworked, or I'm stressed out, or I'm just doing things that I don't even want to do. I'm being forced to live a life that I don't want to live. So a lot of things are becoming clear to you, and this is working in your favor. A lot of the times we don't get what we want right then and there because we don't even, like, it's so crazy, because the person you are today is not the same person you were a year ago. And that just means mentally, there's a lot of things that you just don't have the mental comprehension to understand yourself fully and properly the way that you have already been made to understand. It is truly beyond your understanding. You are beyond your understanding. When you were a baby to where you are now, however old you are, when you were a baby, you are beyond your understanding. It's beyond your understanding. Everything you are, everything you want to be, you already are. but it was beyond your understanding because there's so many other things to understand, even though you don't even want to understand them, but you're forced to understand them right now because you don't understand that mentally you don't have to understand these things. All you have to understand is you. You're also being very, very stingy with your choices as well. You're being very selfish with your choices and your decisions now, because every decision counts, every choice counts, every move counts, every thought counts. This is how we manifest. This is how we see signs and messages every day, because yesterday we were manifesting, and now today in real time we're seeing those manifestations happen in real time. Every thought counts, every second counts, every affirmation counts, every word counts, every belief counts, every discard, everything you discard, it counts. You don't want that? Okay, you taking that out. I feel like your mind could be at ease. Something about your mind also being, your heart being in your mind. You know, like I'm just getting the mind and the brain pumping like a heart, but the brain is a heart, if that makes sense. Maybe you don't want a fucking brain for, like maybe you don't want a brain for a brain. Maybe you want your brain to be a heart. Maybe you want your brain to be a soul. Maybe you want your brain to be a spirit. You know, this is all spiritual things. Maybe I don't want my spirit to be in my stomach. I want it to be in my head. I don't want it to be in my stomach. I don't want to eat my spirit. I don't want to eat my soul. I want to feed it. I want to feed my soul. Does that make sense? Yes, it does. Shit, maybe I want it in my ears. Maybe I want my soul in my ears. I want to hear my soul. I want to hear it like it's a fucking seashell. So yeah.